The best is yet to come, and babe, won't that be fine? The best is yet to come. It's the 9 at 9.
Number 9, this headline says 5,000 new deep-sea species discovered in Pacific. But it could just as well say lazy scientists didn't even know 5,000 species. In a big area of the Pacific between Mexico and Hawaii, researchers found all sorts of species that they didn't even know existed. They used remote vehicles with grabbers that could take stuff from the seafloor 15,000 feet down. And one of the coolest things they found is something they're calling a gummy squirrel. They say it's like a tiny lobster. Huh? Wow. Scientists, they need to get out of their labs and start getting out there more.
Get to the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah. Look at that thing. Wow.
All right, number 8, you dated someone for a while, they ghosted you, it took a little time, but you're over it. You moved on with your life until suddenly they're back. They pop up months or even years later to text you or message you to say happy birthday or happy Valentine's Day. They rise from the dead and they're coming for you like zombies. Online daters say more and more people are being zombied. Maybe they're sorry for mysteriously vanishing from your life, or maybe they want to give it another shot. Relationship experts say don't fall for it, block them. Life is too short, you have moved on.
Oh.
Number 7, the scandal fallout continues. OPI, one of the leading nail polish companies, has declared white nail polish dead. If you're following along with the whole saga, Tom cheated on Ariana, his girlfriend of 9 years, with her best friend, Rachel. I don't even watch the show and I know all about this, and it was a complete betrayal. Tom is known for wearing white nail polish. It's been his thing for a while. OPI posted a video on TikTok featuring an image of Tom wearing the nail polish with the message, Tom Sandoval has ruined white nail polish for everyone. R.I.P. Funny Bunny and R.I.P. Alpine Snow. They are dead to all of us, referencing two of its most popular white nail polishes. Who knew they had a couple of nail polishes?
This is my fault for being late to the party, but I was about to start doing this
until this happened.
Well,
Sandoval was not happy about it. He issued a message of his own in response to the backlash, but no one cares about Tom, so we're not telling you what he said because it doesn't matter.
Give me one guess who wrote that script.
Yeah.
She did a nice job with it, though, too.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Huh. I'm kind of curious now what he said and why she's got such a beef with him.
Who?
With
She
Tom
just read it because
Sandoval?
he cheated on his girlfriend on the show, so this particular writer is very upset about it.
Not pleased, as are millions of other people across the country right now.
But I can still be curious about what he said.
What do you mean what he said?
Well, then we just said that he said something. She's not going to give him the platform to speak out.
I'm not
going
to give him his voice. Yeah. We've silenced him.
I guess I have to turn to another channel.
I thought they'll do a full screen
that
grab.
information. I
Put the statement up there.
I might be stuck here. All right, number 6. Americans eat about 40 pounds of cheese each year, but some are a little healthier than others. Dietitians say ricotta is the best since it has a high concentration of whey protein and a wide range of amino acids. That makes it a good option for someone looking to build muscle while also losing fat. Light Swiss cheese and light cheddar are also good choices, losing weight. Good choices for losing weight. Hard cheeses like Parmigiano or Pecorino or Gouda are also good options because they are higher in calcium and they tend to be eaten in smaller amounts. And as for what to avoid, highly processed stuff like American cheese or even cream cheese have minimal protein and much higher fat and sodium content. So there you go.
All right, number 5, we're happy to tell you about this brown bear that served in the Polish army. His name is Wojtek. During World War II, when he was just a cub, he was bought at a train station in Iran by Polish soldiers.
Wow.
They were evacuating from the Soviet Union at the time. Since the soldiers liked him, they wanted him to come along to their next post, which would be Italy. In order to make sure he had food and transportation, he was officially listed as a soldier and given the rank of private. He liked to wrestle with the guys and learn to stand at attention with his fellow soldiers. He even learned to smoke and drink beer.
This is a strange story.
Look at it. Look how happy he is here.
And during a battle in 1944, Wojtek helped move crates of ammunition and became a bit of a celebrity with visiting Allied generals and statesmen. Wojtek was eventually promoted to corporal.
Wow.
After the war, he lived out the rest of his life at a zoo in Scotland, and he has lots of statues in Poland.
You never knew about it. That's a great story.
Number 4, the Royal Picardy was once considered the most beautiful hotel in the world. It opened in 1929, and guests would travel to the French Riviera of the North to stay in one of the luxury apartments. The apartments had several bedrooms, a lounge, a kitchen. Some of them even had their own private heated swimming pools. During its heyday, the Royal Picardy catered to the rich and famous, including the Prince of Wales and Cole Porter, to name a few, but the hotel itself was simply too expensive to maintain. It closed in 1951, and it was ultimately torn down in the late 60s. A school is now located in the same spot where the Grand Hotel once stood.
Number 3 on this day in baseball, the Cubs and Cardinals made a trade in the middle of a doubleheader on May 30th, 1922. They played at Cubs Park, which would become Wrigley Field 5 years later. St. Louis center fielder Cliff Heathcote and Chicago right fielder Max Flack both played in the day game. But between games, Cardinals manager Branch Rickey had lunch with Cubs manager Bill Kellifer. In those days, managers made decisions on trades. The Cardinals needed speed and Flack was fast. The Cubs wanted a young player to develop. So they made the trade. The guys switched locker rooms and switched uniforms. There were no names on the jerseys in those days, so that wasn't a problem. And they both got hit in the night game. Wow.
That's fun. We need more of that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, make it more interesting.
Yeah.
Now, would you trade within stations or between shows on this station? Right?
Yeah.
Because that could be, either way, that could be pretty fun.
Could be fun, right? We already know everybody here. Let's get some new blood in here.
Yeah. Switch it up.
Oh, believe me, Nexstar would love to replace us with a bunch of 24-year-olds for minimum wage.
Yeah.
So be careful what you wish for.
All right. Thanks, Larry. Number 2, let's talk about termite mounds. They're rather impressive. Termites build them using a mixture of clay, saliva, and even their own feces.
Oh, that's nice.
That's fun.
Yeah.
They can take up to 5 years to build, but they can last for hundreds of years. Researchers once discovered a mound in Africa that was 42 feet high. They often feature chimneys and vent holes, which are the termites' version of air conditioning. And that's how they keep cool in the hot climate. Scientists and engineers often study the structures to see what they can learn about designing buildings with greater efficiency.
All right, number 1, here's a weird one. It's an old clip that's kind of famous in Australia. A TV reporter is doing a story about a supposedly racist real estate ad that's been placed in the newspaper. Before you get uncomfortable, just watch the clip. You'll be okay by the end.
This Highgate isn't the one in London, it's a suburb of Adelaide. But it's the advert's last sentence that brought out a local TV reporter's crusading instincts.
I'd just like to ask you a few questions about the house you've got for sale.
Well, I'd rather not answer it.
Why not?
Because I don't want to. I'm not going to spell my business to anybody over there. Yeah, no.
Well, I'm not interested in how much you want for the house. I'm just interested in why you don't want any Asians to buy it and move in.
Well, because the simple reason they're too lazy.
Why don't you want Asians moving into your house?
Because I don't like the Asians, that's all there is.
You don't want them in your place?
They're just a mob of crooks, that's all they are.
And that there's a law against what you're doing?
Well, no one has told me that, and I mean to say even the
You
Asians...
think it's wrong?
Even the Asians himself, he said I can have my sign up. If we get a buyer, I can sell it.
But you won't sell it to an Asian person?
If they come up with a buyer, yes. All they're interested about is just to put the sign up. That's all. I've had agents, I haven't knocked them back.
What would... Oh, no, agents. Did you know what
Asians, I'm sorry. Well, that's a bad expression.
Is that what you say, no Asians?
No.
You say no agents.
Agents, sorry.
I missed a lot of that, but all I know is again, there was no agents.
That's hilarious. That is the 9 at 9.
It's the 9 at 9.